I'm Jessica Corwin.
And I'm Todd Hanlon.
We're the elementary strings teachers in the public schools of Westford, Massachusetts.
And we're here today to teach you how to tune your stringed instrument. This is a video for parents. Anytime you tune a stringed instrument, you do run the risk of breaking a string. If a string does break, it's easy to fix. However, it does cost money, so please be careful and take it slow.
You don't have to be a musician to tune a stringed instrument. You don't even have to be able to carry a tune. Tuning the instrument will take a while at first, but hang in there. We know you'll be able to do it. There are two ways to tune your instrument. If you feel confident that you can make the pitch of the string match the pitch of something else that you know is in tune, here's the first method. You can use the website below, which will also be shown at the end of this video, or you can use a device that generates a pitch in your home. You could use a tuner, or you could use a piano. Here's A, here's the D, here's the G. For cellos and violas, this is the C. And for violins, here's the E.
The other kind of tuner is a feedback tuner, like this one here that clips onto the instrument, or this one here that sits freely. A feedback tuner will tell you if the string is in tune or not. There are two tuning mechanisms on a stringed instrument. Fine tuners are to be used if at all possible. To make the string's pitch higher, turn the fine tuner clockwise. And to make it lower, turn it counterclockwise. As the old saying goes, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. To make larger adjustments, you will need to use the tuning pegs. The pegs are slightly tapered, so if you push in on the peg while turning, you will effectively screw it into place and it will stick. But be careful not to over-tighten, because this is where you run the risk of breaking a string. A good rule of thumb for tuning a very out-of-tune string is to loosen the fine tuner all the way by turning it counterclockwise, then going to the peg to get the string close to pitch, and then going back to the fine tuner to get it to exact pitch. However, if you do tune one string a lot, you have to go back and check all of the others.
I'm going to show you how to use a feedback tuner. Different tuners have different types of display, but they all have a digital needle that needs to go to the center in order for the note to be in tune. Some tuners also have colored lights. Usually red or orange means that you need more adjustments, and a green light means that you're in tune. When using a feedback tuner, you'll need to pluck the string and give it a moment to register on the tuner. Your goal is to get the needle to point to the center and the light to flash green. My A string is in tune. When the needle points to the left, it means your string is too flat or too low, so I'm going to tighten slightly. Now my needle points to the right and I'll need to loosen the string. Ah, just right.
I'm going to show you how to tune this viola using a pitch generator. First, start by selecting the pitch on your pitch generator and playing it. And then pluck the string you wish to tune, my A string in this case. Sounds a little bit flat, so I'm going to use the fine tuner. Usually strings go flat if they go out of tune, so I turn the fine tuner clockwise in order to make it a little higher. Next, I'm going to tune my D string, so I select D on the tuner. Oops, wrong D. That doesn't sound close, so I'm going to use the tuning peg. First, I'm going to loosen the peg a little bit, and then I'm going to pluck, push, and turn until it gets close. And then I'm going to go down to the fine tuner and adjust it the rest of the way. Next is my G string. Ooh, that sounds good. Finally, my C string. Good. Now I'm going to go back and check all of the other strings because I did have to tune the D quite a bit. That A went a little flat again. Back to the D. The G. And the C. This will be the same set of strings for cello, A being the highest, then D, then G, and C being the lowest. However, on a violin, E will be the highest, and then A, and then D, and then G.
I'm going to show you how to tune this cello from start to finish using my feedback tuner. Now this cello right now has a very common problem, which is one of the strings has become very loose. I can see how loose this is. Since we already told you that when you make large adjustments on one out of tune string, it changes the tension on all of the others, I'm going to start by tuning this C string. So I have to turn this peg and push in while I'm turning. Right now my tuner is registering a C but says it's flat. I'm switching to the fine tuners. Sometimes feedback tuners are imprecise, especially for low notes, because they pick up on overtones instead of the fundamental or lowest tone that's being produced by the instrument. Now that my C string is close to in tune, I'm going to go back to my A string. Green light, guess it's in tune. The needle points to the left, so I'm going to use my fine tuner, go righty-tighty to bring the pitch higher. Green light, good to go, G string. Now it says that's in tune, but it also says up here that the note was an F sharp. F sharp is lower than G, so I need to use my tuning peg to bring the G note higher. Now I'm switching over to my fine tuner. Green light on the G string. Now to my C string. Let's see if it stayed in tune. Green light again. I'm going to double check all of my strings. A string, D string, G string, and C string. It's still having trouble picking up on the low note of the C string, but since it's very close and it sounds right to my ear, I'm going to leave it.
If a string does happen to break, your rental insurance will not cover it. So go by a music store and pick up a replacement one, and one of us will be happy to put it on for you.
Keep in mind that when all else fails with tuning, we're both glad to retune your child's instrument at school, even if it's in between lessons. Just make sure that your child knows to bring it to our attention and not to put it into the instrument's storage area. Keep in mind as you're watching this video that Mr. Hamlin and I are both professional musicians. We've been playing for decades, and tuning instruments comes easily to us. Your first try might take a while, but the more you do it, the quicker it will go, the more confident you'll be, and your child will be playing in tune.
Thanks for watching our video on tuning string instruments, and do check out the description box to the right for some handy online string tuning web resources.
Happy tuning!